Hi everyone, my name is Success Ojo, and today we're going to be talking about multimodal AI. When you're talking about a multimodal AI, we're talking about an AI that can understand and process multiple types of data simultaneously. We have data in different forms. It could be text, images, audio, video, or sensor data. And these forms are the different types of AI we have. When you're talking about text, we're talking about a type of data that is written language, prompt, or transcript. When you're talking about speech, we're talking about spoken audio, voice command, or recordings. And on the other hand, when we're talking about images, we're talking about photos, illustration, or visual data. When you're talking about audio, we're talking about music, sound effects, or even environmental noise. Also video, that means moving images, films, or screen recording. Now, the process of actually converting a type of data to another form is known as cross-modal transformation or multimodal conversion. And this is one of the features of advanced AI. We have a lot of multiple examples of multimodal systems like GPT-4o, Gemini, Claude, and autonomous vehicle. So traditionally, an AI systems were single-modal system, meaning they only understand one type of information. For example, some models can only process data, other processed images, and some only work with audio signal alone. But when a system, or let me say an AI, is multimodal, it means it changes that completely. A multimodal system can read text, they can see images, they can interpret audio, they can even analyze video at the same time. And you know what? This makes AI to be advanced because it gets them closer to how humans understand the world. When we observe something as a human, we combine visual signals, language, sound, and context. So when AI can do this, it brings the machine closer to human-like perception capability. Okay, so why are we going to say multimodal AI matters? Multimodal AI matters because it enables systems to understand deeper context. It also reduces the ambiguity in data. It performs complex reasoning, interact naturally with human, and I'm telling you, it makes AI to behave in an advanced manner. I mean, to the level of human. So, we have a number of real-world examples of multimodality conversion. We have voice assistant like Siri and Google Assistant that converts spoken words into text for search, transcription, and hands-free control. And that is a form of transformation or conversion from speech to text. We also have another example like DALL-E from OpenAI and Midjourney that can transform written description into rich, detailed images, turning creative idea into visual reality. And that is a real-world example of conversion of text to image. We also have optical object recognition that we call OCR that allows phone cameras to extract and digitize printed or handwritten text from photos or receipts or signs. And that is image to text in a real world. Another one is GPS and a screen that can actually convert direction or screen or spoken audio, into speech without any visual input. And that is a real-world example of text to speech. You see, multimodal, like I told you, makes it possible for AI to be able to behave in an advanced way, just like human. Okay? And it really matters because it helps AI systems to be able to understand deep context, reduce ambiguity around text, perform complex reasoning, and even interact naturally with humans. If you're looking at also in health diagnosis autonomous vehicle, robotics, educational technology. Multimodal is really, really important. And today, they are using multimodal AI in order to enjoy the feature of advanced AI. One of the biggest weaknesses of early AI system was lack of context. They lack context, and if human did not supply that context, in fact, a lot of hallucination happen. So if under holy systems, it may misinterpret the information or the meaning. And if it only see an image, it may not understand the surrounding situation. But when AI is able to combine multiple data signals, do you know what? It gains a much deeper understanding. Let's take, for example, in healthcare. A multimodal can analyze a medical images, patient notes, voice explanation, even lab results. So instead of seeing isolated pieces of data, the AI now understands the full picture. And that is why multimodal AI is becoming the foundation of the next generation intelligence system. Okay, now let's just talk about the difference between a multimodal and a single modal AI system. So when you're talking about multimodal system, it means that it can actually input different types of data, bring it together and make good sense or get good signals and good meaning. But on the other hand, it means that single modal, it only operates with only one single type of data. So it only sees one signal. But multimodal understands the full picture. So multimodal, it's highlighted very good for our model for us to make it to have the capability of not just being a single modal system, but a multimodal system. The truth is, most early AI systems, they were just multimodal. They only understand one single AI system. For example, the natural language models, they process only text. Computer models before used to only process images. Speech only process audio. But in the real world today, it does not work in isolated signal. And human interprets information by combining multiple sources simultaneously. So when we see visual information, hear sound, read language, interpret context, then it makes us to be able to make informed decisions because we can put everything together to form context and be able to make decisions. So multimodal does the same thing. It interprets multiple forms of data to generate richer and more accurate understanding. And that is why a modal AI system are becoming multimodal perception system rather than how it was when it was just single models. Now, so modality conversion changes fundamentally how human and AI interact. It makes AI to be more useful, accessible, human-friendly by breaking down data barriers. So you can see that multimodality is very, very important. It is what makes us to be able to speak instead of type. It's what makes, us to be able to see instead of reading, hear instead of look, and extract text from images. Multimodal AI makes AI to be more useful, accessible, and more human-friendly to the user. Now let's talk about how it works. I mean the multimodal AI pipeline. So when the AI, gets all the input, that means the text, the image, the audio, okay, it will now convert it into machine readable format. It will turn it to embeddings, and it gives it numerical vectors, and it will now be saved in the vector database. So then there is going to be a kind of cross-modal learning. The model will learn the relationship between the modalities, and what will now happen is the AI will now generate insight using the combined information. So behind the scene, multimodal relies on the process called representation learning. That means it will actually different types of input. That means the text, the image are first converted into embeddings. Then the embeddings and mathematical representation that allow machine to be able to interpret the meaning. Once everything is now converted into shared representation space, the AI can begin connecting relationship between the modalities. For example, the model can link the word dog, the image of a dog, and the sound of barking as created concept. This process is called multimodal learning. Finally, the model will now perform unifying reasoning, combining all the input to provide intelligent responses. And that is how multimodal actually works under the hood. And it actually make AI to be able to reason at the level of human. For real, the future of multimodal will power intelligent robotics, autonomous vehicle, advanced AI assistant, a massive education system, and even real-world AI agents. And the future of AI will not just generate content; it will perceive, it will reason and act. And what will make it be able to do that is the power of multimodality. So we're moving beyond just simple generative models. The future of AI is not just all about generating text or images. It's all about building systems that can perceive the world, that can actually reason across multiple signals and take intelligent systems. The truth is, multimodal AI will power robots that understand their environment, vehicles that can actually understand the road condition, AI systems that can understand speech, images, and documents at the same time. And this shift from single modal intelligence to multimodal intelligence is one of the most important transitions in modern AI. And the engineers and the leaders who understand this architect today will be the ones building the most powerful AI system tomorrow. AI, it's very, very good, but it has to be able to reason and do things at the level of human. And this is what makes it to be more useful, accessible, and human friendly. And it's what will also make it to be able to power the modern world. And this is all about the notes. Thank you.